Man conquers the world by conquering himself. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. Happiness is a good flow of life. It is not that I am mad, it is only that my head is different from yours. We ought to show love, not only to those who are good and kind to us, but also to those who are bad and unjust. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. Happiness is good not only to the body, but also to the soul. The greatest good is the knowledge of the union which the mind has with the whole of nature. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Nothing great comes into being all at once. The greatest things are done little by little. The wise man looks into space and does not regard the small as too little, nor the great as too big, for he knows that there is no limit to dimensions. The goal of life is not to possess power, but to radiate it. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. Every beginning is a consequence. Every beginning ends in something. Reason, not impulse, is the guide of life. We should not be upset by the truth, but rather by our ignorance of it. He who is brave is free. The foundation of a free society is rooted in the education of its youth. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The world is a common possession of all men. Man is a rational animal. A good mind and a good heart are always a formidable combination. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore, death is not evil. The best way to predict your future is to create it. The wise man knows that it is better to sit on the banks of a remote mountain stream than to be emperor of the whole world. The highest point of wisdom is to be simple. To be wealthy is not merely to have riches, but to have things that are worth more than money. Live according to nature. The goal is not to live forever. The goal is to create something that will. There is nothing more important in life than human relationships. The universe is one and infinite. To be angry is to revenge the fault of others on ourselves. One must not only learn but also apply. One must not only want but also act. Fortune is the dispenser of things, virtue of actions. It is better to fall short of a high mark than to reach a low one. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, for there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. True education is to learn how to think, not what to think. Man is made for action, not for idleness or pleasure. All things are connected, like the blood that unites us all. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Happiness is a state of mind. It is not the oath that makes us believe the man, but the man the oath. It is the quality rather than the quantity that matters. The value of life is not in its duration, but in its donation. The goal of life is to live in accordance with reason and virtue. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. The foundation of a stable society is justice. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. The wise man is the one who has everything he needs within himself. To be free-minded and cheerfully disposed at hours of meat and sleep and of exercise is one of the best precepts of wisdom. The path to wisdom is paved with humility. A friend is a second self. A bad company ruins good morals. We are more frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. He who is void of virtuous attachments in private life is, or very soon will be, void of all regard for his country. The end may be defined as life in accordance with nature, or in other words, in accordance with our own human nature as well as that of the universe. Thank you for listening to Calm Motivation. Be sure to like and subscribe for more inspiring videos.